Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build two different model kits, and of course, to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote into chat, and the Tier 2 emote, the blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or you can be a lurker and just relax and not say shit. I hope everyone's doing excellent here on tonight. I'm doing all right. It's Thursday. My power went out for a little bit today. I would say it was like 40 minutes. Hey, Last Rick, welcome. Happy to have you here. Yeah, my power went out for, I would say, like 40 minutes, and it sucked. Ghost Valve's here. Hello, Ghost Valve. Hello. Because my phone was working, but here's the thing about this house. It doesn't like Verizon, and that's not a problem because there's always Wi-Fi. And when I go for a walk or whatever, no problems. But when I'm in this house, most of this house, I had to go to a specific area of the house to get any kind of cell service to just stare at Twitter, basically. And that was frustrating. And it was also the thing where I was like, well, I'm glad I watched the anime that I wanted to talk about tonight. I'm glad I watched that during the evening, or during the day, I should say, and not wait until the evening to watch it, because otherwise I would not have enough time to cover my bases on the anime. So I'm glad I got to that, because two shows that I normally cover are Thursday releases, so I'm also a week behind on them, and I didn't want to be 2 weeks behind on them. So power went out. That was frustrating. It was only in the low 80s today, so I went for a walk and didn't feel like dying. It was hot, and I did sweat, but my phone didn't overheat and make me choose between Bluetooth podcasting and playing Pokemon Go, which a couple weeks ago, my phone would make me choose. Eventually, hey, Lord Crashington, welcome, happy to have you here. Eventually, my phone would just be like, hey, you can't keep playing Pokemon Go right now. It's too hot for that shit. And I would have to stop. That was like the last couple of weeks that has happened during my walk where my phone would just get too damn hot. That didn't happen today, which was great because I'm trying to get enough candy by walking to get to Pokemon to level up here. There were a Pokemon that I have, the based Pokemon, the monkey, the leaf monkey Pokemon. I have not been able to capture until today. I finally was able to capture one of those Pokemon. I'm very happy about that. I got 2 of them, so now I can evolve one when I get enough candy. I was very happy about that. I am indeed the person who still plays Pokemon Go. It still gamifies my workout in a way that I enjoy. I got a match 3 game to play when I bike, and Pokemon Go when I go for a walk. Try to catch them all, or at least some of them. Gotta catch some, you know what I mean? Let me look to see what's going on here. Tonight's agenda, we are going to build the Dragon Gundam. We started a little bit on Monday, so we got a little bit done on Monday, so we're going to keep working on that. We should finish that completely and then have enough time to start the Star Build Strike Gundam, so we'll do that. It's from Gundam Build Divers. That's a fun kit. We're going to talk about I played a video game that came out today. Last week says I still try to log in and catch stuff at least. Hell yeah. There's a new video game that launched today. I'll talk about that. Kind of go a brief overview about a video game I don't really care about, but I'm happy you're happy about. Talk a little bit about last night. Talk about my New York trip. I don't have a big agenda. I don't have a big, this is the big thing we're talking about tonight. But there's a few things we can mention. I did see those Pokemon legendaries where they both look like motorcycles, but one of them has wheels like cyber bike wheels, but also just runs, and the other one moves its wheels like it's a bike. And it should be either or not. It shouldn't be either you do both or you don't do either. But to have one do one and the other do the other, I don't like that. That's weird to me. But also, I don't have a Switch, so it doesn't really matter because I ain't catching those Pokemon. All right, we should get into model building here. We got a few friends here joining us tonight, which is lovely. Welcome, friends. Happy to have you here. As always, you can say hi. If you don't feel like chatting, you just want to be a lurker, that's also okay. I drink a little water there, and then we're going to get into model kit building. Let's work on this other arm. I'm going to reply to my own tweet, see if a few more friends want to join us tonight. Also, it may not be noticeable as we go into the overhead camera, which we're about to do right now, but I did change up my lighting. Also, how would those wheels even work? I don't know, but they should. It's Pokemon, it doesn't matter. But I changed up my lighting. And it shouldn't be there shouldn't be much of a difference. It should be theoretically a little brighter than it's been. Even if it doesn't, really all it is it looks like there's just more shadows because of where I put this box with some of these things. But theoretically, we should be brighter than we were. And in fact, let me just... Oh, nope, that's wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. There we go. Adjust. Great. Theoretically, sorry, I had to change the lighting there. It should be better now. But theoretically, the lamp that is off camera has a LED bulb that is supposed to be more like natural yellow light, which is what I want instead of that like white lighting. And also, they will last way longer than my previous bulbs, which just burned the fuck out like in a month, which is not good. They were old stock of bulbs. So hopefully these new bulbs are going to do the job. And then, of course, I got my light there and I got a light here. So things are not perfect with my lighting. I will be making more adjustments because what I didn't do was white balance the overhead camera with the new light that's being reflected on the table, but it still should be all right. So I don't have a lot to say about that other than I'm hopeful that this new lighting will benefit you, the audience, and me, the person building. All right, so I did run into some issues on this other when I built this. Getting it all to work together was very frustrating. Hopefully, I've learned from that, and this other arm will come together nice and easy. A reminder: if you missed my stream on Monday, this is from 1992. I want to say, double check, 19. This is a kit from 1994. That's right, because it's G Gundam. This is for G Gundam. This is 1904. This is a non-grade kit. It is not a 144 scale. It is somewhere between a high grade and a SD, a chibi kit, where it is like not a lot of articulation, and the build is weird, and it does have a lot of stickers, but not too many stickers, but like not great stickers. Like it has like, it doesn't just have an eye sticker, it has a full face sticker, which is kind of cool, but also kind of weird. So there's a lot of oddness with this kit. But I do have a soft spot for these, especially because a few of these kits are very hard to find in high grade. They're very difficult to track down, the high grade versions of these kits, for a reasonable price. Now, even this kit, this was $20. That's a lot of money for not a lot of plastic, and which is also old. But, as I said, finding the high grade of this would be like $40 to $50 probably. I might be able to find it in that's online prices. I might be able to find this in a shop, like the old high grade of the Dragon Gundam from G Gundam. It's possible that I could find that for like a more reasonable price in a shop, but it's still going to be very difficult to find that. And also, I'm not going to shops. Which leads me to a question that I got asked, which I loved, was, "Hey Pat, are you going to do any shopping in New York?" And that's a great question. And the answer is like, maybe, yeah, I might do a little shopping. So on Friday when I get up there, my goal on Friday there is to go to my storage unit, check into my storage unit. If you're unaware. From Friday, August 26th through Monday, August 29th, I will be in New York City, my old stomping grounds. And that Friday, going to go to my storage unit. I'm going to get some various things that I would like to have. I'm going to look through my gear and see if there's any gear that would be nice for me to have here. I might bring depending on how it fits in my suitcase, I might bring a tripod, which would be nice to have. I've been thinking about having that. There's a few other things that I was like, oh, this would be nice if I could bring that I have been debating. But one thing I definitely might end up doing is going and seeing if there's any stores that I would like to visit. I don't know if Image Anime reopened. They closed during the pandemic, so I have not investigated if they reopened. I don't know if I would go all the way to Jersey to go to Gundam Planet. I have thought about going to the actual Gundam Planet store. Stevie says Lunar Toy Store is a great store. Thank you for the suggestion. I will investigate. Gundam Planet was certainly a place that I would go to every once in a while because it was Gundam Planet is closed as a physical location. Okay, that's some. See, these are things, right? Because I haven't been in New York City since July of 2020. I don't know that. I didn't know that their physical store was closed. Okay, well there you go. So Lunar Toy Store, you're saying? All right, that's good to know. I'm going to add that my list of things to investigate. But yeah, I don't know if Image Anime is still like a physical location because I know they were doing like call and then pick up. So I imagine that flood they had a while back probably didn't help. Yes. I do know about The Shop. Yes, I do know about that place. That is where I got little tiny One Piece kits. All the kit where you got a bunch of Tony choppers and then you can combine them all to make a big Tony chopper. I got most of those from that place in Chinatown. So yeah, but I have to investigate if Image Anime is still around because that was the place that I would go. So I don't know if I'm going to buy kits while I'm up there, but I'm going to look at kits while I'm up there. I'm going to have some time, right? Like my priority of going up there is to have meetings with people to see if there's any interest in having me work for them in the future. That is certainly a big priority. Another priority there is to go to my storage unit, as I said, and then see some people. That's something I definitely want to do. I want to see some friends and hang out. I'm trying to get booked on a comedy show. Hopefully that Saturday night I will get booked. Maybe even that Friday night. I'm hoping. I am going to at least, if I don't end up getting booked, I'm going to try to see some shows. So that would be nice. But I would also like to do some shows because I'm a comedy dude that would like to do some comedy. So that would be nice. And then, as mentioned, if I can go and pick some stuff up. Hey, we just got a raid. Thank you so much. Let's see. How do I say it's damn it. Cisco? Well, damn it. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Pat Baer. I'm a model kit builder and various other things, primarily model kits. Working on a very old Gunpla. This is from 1994. This is the Dragon Gundam from G Gundam. You can see that there. This is, as stated, a very old model kit that occasionally gives some trouble. This era of kits, I said the size-wise and the scale-wise, it's somewhere between like an SD Gundam and a proper high grade. It's a weird little kit. These came out at the time, and like this was a great way to get this kit if you couldn't find the high grade, and especially now, like they pop up on Amazon. I think I have at least one on my wish list right now of this grade, and they pop up for like $20, and like that's a lot for what you're getting here. But it's also nice because these are like one stream builds. We should be able to build the whole thing. Although I say that. Getting this shoulder to work together, to come together, has been incredibly frustrating. The other one was really frustrating too, and this one is not any easier, which makes sense. Sorry. So last time I think I kind of got everything kind of connected and just kind of shoved it in, which I don't recommend, but like, what am I going to do? It does feel like this particular, like the way these shoulders come together, it would be great if you had 3 hands. Like if I had an extra hand, that might benefit me. All right, so I got to put this like this, so that it's up, and these slot in here. Because nothing really like fits perfect. It all fits like kind of. All right, let's see. No, I didn't do it right. Fun. All right. Now I'm under pressure. Now I got guest stopping in. But yeah, if you're new to the stream, I build on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Wednesdays, we do other stuff from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern time. You're welcome to hang out. We're talking about how at the end of this month, I am going to New York, which is where I lived for 20 years. 20 whole years I lived in New York. And I have Aristofan says, I can't stay, but I want to pop in and say hi. Aristofan, thanks for popping in. Thanks for staying hi. Staying hi. Thanks for saying hi. And thanks for staying hi. Haha. But yeah, thanks for coming in, Aristofan. Happy to have you here. And enjoy your evening. All right, I thought we got this together. We didn't. So now I got to pop this out a little bit here. Again, this plastic does not feel great, but I just want to get this done because this whole segment has been really frustrating. But yeah, I'm going to New York in a bit here, in a couple weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will leave for New York City. All right, so let's see. How did this look? It looks fine. Why does this be? This is connected, but for whatever reason, didn't work. And I don't know why. It's very fun. I would describe this as very fun. No. Hopefully the rest of this build is going to be easy, and we just like ended up with the weird part like right at the beginning. That's my my hope, is that this is just like a test. We're being tested on, can we handle this? Can we get it done? All right. So this looks like this part juts out, so it's the top one here. Nope. You have to laugh, because if you don't laugh, then you just get frustrated. And I don't want to get frustrated 25 minutes into my stream. It's a bad time to be frustrated. All right. Did that work? At some point, we'll just like move on, and I'll come back to this on my own time. But I don't want to do that because it feels defeated. And I don't want to feel defeated because I felt defeated yesterday. I'm fine. Yesterday was frustrating. Thank you to everybody that hung out on my stream last night. Can Pat handle poor engineering? News 11, right? Thank you to everybody that did hang out last night for my what was supposed to be a Jackbox stream, but ended up being a stream where I just played Power Wash Simulator for a while because we did not have the numbers for Jackbox. Which, this isn't the first time that's happened, but it's been a while since that happened, and so I was a little frustrated with that. All right, so, yeah. It just sits in there. Why won't it? Yeah, so I was a little frustrated with that, that we didn't have the turnout that I would have liked. It ended up being fine, because Power Wash Simulator is a fun video game, and I like playing it, but I did want to play Jackbox with people. So we probably won't, I probably won't attempt another Jackbox stream until the new game comes out, because that usually is a time where people get amped. So that'll be sometime in October, I think will be the next time I attempt it. I mean, it's August now, so it's not like it's going to be that long, but it'll be October or November before that game comes out. Speaking of video games, hey, video games, Rumbleverse is out. It is free. It is available on PS4, PS5, and, Epic Game Store. I do not believe there is an Xbox version right now. There might be, and I just don't know that. I don't really keep up as much as I probably should. And, yeah, it is an Epic exclusive. Epic is the publisher of the game, so I would not expect it to show up on Steam anytime soon, because of the partnership deal. And you're like, and if you are one of those people that is just like, well, then I'm never going to play it because you don't play things there. There is. Okay, there is an Xbox version. If you were one of those people that doesn't play things because if it is just on the Xbox, if it is just on Epic, and I understand, I get it. I think you will miss out on a fun game that a game that is fun to play if you skip it, but that's on you. That's up to you. I was about to say that's on you, and that's rude. That is a rude way to put it. That it is at the end of the day completely and utterly up to you how you want to spend your time and what games you want to play and what companies you want to support. I will say Rumbleverse is very fun. I'm bad at it. I played it when it first came out today and did very poorly. And I will say, I did pretty okay when I was playing that previously. I think I did pretty good playing it during the network test. And then I played it about, I don't know, around 7 p.m. I played it, and I did very well. And I think that the answer was that I had to wait for kids to get home from school and download it. Because when I was playing it this afternoon, I don't know who I was playing against, but I think I had to wait for people that don't know how to play to find out that it's out and to get it. Because then I did pretty all right when I was dealing with other people. So I was pretty happy about that. Eventually, no one will be worse than me, and I will feel like stopping. But right now, it's pretty fun. I like the vibe of it. I found out today that podcaster and comedian Jordan Morris did some joke writing for the game, and that's very smart to hire Jordan Morris for that, because he's a very funny individual, a good comedy writer. So I was like, oh, neat. I like that. And Jordan's also very into games. There is a very funny episode from years and years ago of Retronauts, where Ray Barnholt is interviewing Jordan Morris and Jesse Thorne, the founder of Maximum Fun, because they have a podcast together they've done for a very long time. And it was very clear that like Jordan is the gamer and Jesse was the one that was like, I don't know what's going on. You may remember there was some hullabaloo about the Penny Arcade dudes being interviewed by Jesse and how it didn't go well because Jesse had done some research, but not enough for the liking of the Penny Arcade friends, who were very surprised to be interviewed by someone that wasn't a sycophant. I remember that. That was a very fun time because it was a thing where I was like, oh, everyone's wrong in this situation. Jesse and Jordan kind of like did their own thing. And then these dudes that have been just like under the impression that they are, so like I said last week, so on the one hand, it was the fallout. It wasn't the interview because it's like it's an interview, right? It's an interview for a podcast. It is what it is. If you were listening to it because you like Jordan and Jesse, you just be like, oh, it was a normal show, and they had some guests that I don't know they didn't vibe right. That happens, right? But if you were a Penny Arcade fan, you were like, this was so disrespectful. These guys were just like doing their own thing and making their own inside jokes and not getting it. And you would probably think that because there was like a front page on Penny Arcade's website about how mad they were about the interview. And it became this whole thing, and there was a lot of stuff. And then it was really funny because there were people who were like, I like both these things, and everybody's wrong. But that was the incorrect opinion to have. You had to take a side. And it was just like, I don't know what to tell you. I think Jordan and Jesse Go, which is the podcast I'm talking about, is very funny, but also is a silly comedy podcast that does interviews. And I don't know if they thought they were on the Sound of Young America, which was Jesse's NPR show. I think maybe they thought they were going to be on that and not the comedy one that he did for his own network, and I don't know, but it was like awkward and weird, but for me, very funny. It was an unfortunate situation. It was two groups of people didn't quite mesh. Yeah, yes, Ghost Val. That's a thing, right? And also, it is a thing of what happens when you come outside your bubble, but within your bubble, you have a lot of say. And that is what happened, where it was just like people who didn't know anything about it they understood and took at face value the words of the Penny Arcade folks, particularly Mike, that were sad about what happened and mad about what happened and it felt disrespected. And then so a bunch of people were just sending mean things at Jesse. And then it just meant that Jordan couldn't book fun video game related stuff for a while. That's really what it really came down to. Because such a large portion of Penny Arcade's audience had to pretend like they were never mad at Jesse because they fell in love with My Brother and Me, which is a Max Fun podcast. So they could only be so mad at Jesse because the McElroys like him. So you can only be so mad. So they had to pretend they weren't mad. Pretend like they had never been mad. They're like, oh, it's unfortunate. Which is, it's very fun when people are like, oh, I have to do that. I guess I need to pretend like I'm not really mad at that thing. Because people I like that thing. Instead of just being like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, people that I think are incredible like things that I think are not good. And it's okay. It's all right to not like things. Now, please don't, as I've always said, friends, especially friends that came in from a raid, please take this to heart if you can. Not liking things is not a personality. Like, hey, be opinionated, be thoughtful about things, champion the things that you enjoy. Sure, like, be critical of things. That, I should always say, this is not to say don't be critical, but like, if you don't like it, okay. But if your thing is, here are the things that I don't like, and here are the ways the only ways in which I will communicate with you are about the things I don't like. That's a rough way to go in your life. Again, be critical of things. Be aware of things and call out, stuff, and be earnest about your likes and dislikes and open about them. But, like, snarky and shitty is no way to go through life, to paraphrase. I try to be positive about the things that I really love, sometimes to a fault. And the things I don't like, I'll still talk about, but I try to give them as little air as I can. I am in a Discord where there is a channel for wrestling. And as you know, I'm critical about wrestling, but I love it. I do love wrestling. I do enjoy it. I do like watching wrestling and the character work and the performance elements of it, and the fucking technical wrestling. I'm not a big fan of blood, and there are some people that don't want to hear about how I don't like the blood. And they take that as a criticism of the product that we are talking about. When I say, oh, the opening bout of this show immediately features blood. That sucks, and I wish it didn't. That is not to say that I did not think the quality of said wrestling match, in this case, Brody King versus Darby Allin in a coffin match, where to win, you must incapacitate your foe long enough for you to be able to put them into a wooden coffin and close the lid. That match immediately started with Darby Allin with a skateboard deck with thumbtacks coming out of the bottom of it, rubbing those thumbtacks into the face and head of Brody King. And Brody King was bleeding immediately. That's the opening match of a 2-hour show. Is just like blood. This is like, I've seen enough blood in my day. I've seen enough like real blood in wrestling. I think I'm done with it. That is not me saying that match didn't have great moments. The ending of that match was fucking cool. It was like perfect and worked so well live and was great. And it also involved the wrestler Sting. And I can't be mad about Sting being there because I'm not a hypocrite. I love Sting. So, got to be happy about that. But I would say this, that I'm not like, I'm just kind of done with oodles and oodles of blood. It like every match featuring Jon Moxley involves blood. And I hope that the one he has an All Out against CM Punk doesn't involve blood. That would be great. It probably will, but I don't need CM Punk to bleed. He doesn't have to bleed for me. Even if he wants to. I don't need him to. Gotta wonder if they tested out all that, or if they just got lucky with the lid closing everything. Glasswork, I have to imagine that they tested that. One would hope that they made it so that a force hitting that coffin would be enough for the lid to close, because Darby having to get out of the ring, walk over and close the lid wouldn't have been as cool. One would have to assume, because it was perfect, that they tested the distance where it needed to be and all that. I don't know. It was really fucking cool, though. All right, we did the arms, and now we're moving directly from the arms to the legs. So I'm just going to put those up there so we can kind of look at them, because why not? But we got our arms done here. Now it's time to get our leggies done. We'll make those match. But anyway, that all just goes to say, hey, be critical of the things, but like, if you hate something, you can just fucking stop with it. You don't have to. Somebody posted something the other day where they were like, I'm 200 hours into this game and I really like it. And my immediate snarky reply was, because people were talking negatively about it, I was like, well, I hope so. I would hope that you like it, because you put so much time into it. The idea that if you didn't like that game that you put 200 hours in, that would suck. Be a real bummer if you didn't like that game. All right, that's E and E. Try to build these two at a time here. I'm going to try that. Hopefully these legs come together. These legs already look like they'll be very simple to put together, and the feet. So I'm not worried about it. Getting these footsies and leggies together here should be okay. Are these the same? Yeah, these look the same. All right, great. And then we need numbers. Again, there's A1, A2, and B, but the numbers go from 1 to 47. So they just write the number down. So you kind of have to know both. And then it's like, why do both? Why are we doing both here? All right, so we need 29 and 28. And okay, so 29, 28. That's 29 and 28. Great. Other than that, wrestling-wise, it was good. It was a good card. If you missed it, the Quake at the Lake for AEW Dynamite was last night. Tomorrow we have Rampage. And I have not read spoilers, but I did see what the card was, the listed card. And Sonny Kiss is going to fucking wrestle on television. And that's awesome, because Sonny Kiss is great. And I'm very happy to see Sonny Kiss on TV in a match on goddamn television. Also, it happened in the hometown, or the current city, of Eric Redbeard. So, who was Eric Rowan in the WWE. Eric Redbeard is going to be the tag team partner of Danhausen, Beardhausen. And that's cute and fun. And I like that they bring him in for stuff like that. And Danhausen is the perfect person to work with your random person from outside the company. Makes total sense to have him with Danhausen. Nobody ever played Quake, though. Yeah, as far as I know, this Quake at the Lake didn't involve any Quake, so... But it did seem... It's cool. There's some matches in there that sound fun, and I'm looking forward to checking them out. I'll be watching that with some friends in a Discord, which is cool. I like having that, people to talk to while wrestling happens. It's fun. All right, so we did that one. We'll panel line it once we've gotten some of the steps done here. No LAN parties at the lake. No, Lord Crash did. As far as I can tell, there are no LAN parties at that lake. If I remember correctly, Quake at the Lake was like a fake name for a wrestling show a wrestling pay-per-view that never happened, and so they just used it. If you're unfamiliar, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, they only do 4 pay-per-views a year. So they have special Wednesday shows and Friday shows that they do every now and again. And it's like, and they give it a title. And I think they do too much of that, but it's not my place to say, I guess. But I do think they do it. They do it too often. They go to the well too often on their special show, and it's like, all right, what's special about this? Oh, okay, all right. Well, a couple things are kind of cool about this. All right, sure. But if you're like, our special thing is Jon Moxley's going to face Chris Jericho, and my response, I'd be like, well, that's happened already, and also, all right. Kind of sick of seeing Chris Jericho, but okay, sure. All right. Let's see. Here, Bryan Danielson will be returning after a hiatus, so we'll get Bryan Danielson in there, and that'll be good. Hopefully, furthering some storyline stuff. They couldn't explain what happened, why the three of them were together, why FTR helped out Wardlow last night. But on Twitter, Wardlow was tweeting about how he's just like, the thing that brought us together is how much the three of us really like Bret Hart. And I was like, all right, I guess. He's like, oh, y'all love Bret Hart? I love Bret Hart. Let's hang out. And that is how the three of them became friends. And that is a silly reason, but I'll take it. Lesper says, I'm so glad the Trios Finals isn't going to be the Bucks versus Undisputed Era. Elite, I mean, yeah, Undisputed Elite is not well. They're not well enough to compete in it. I like the bracket. I feel bad because for Dark Order to win, that means that the House of Black has to lose, and the House of Black loses a lot. And that's not good for them. My assumption is that Miro is going to cost them. But otherwise, the Dark Order doesn't move on. And then what are we fucking doing here if we're not going to have the Dark Order move on? One would think that it's going to be Kenny helping out the Bucks. If it's not going to be Paige. My joke answer was that, actually, the trio for representing the Dark Order was going to be Reynolds and John Silver and Mark Henry, because Mark Henry on commentary for Dark and Dark Elevation often jokes about being a card-carrying member of Dark Order, which I think is a funny joke, but also would be very hilarious if his in-ring return was to be the third in the Dark Order trio. I think that is a very funny gag that I don't think they're doing. I don't think they're doing that. Please don't write in the dirt sheets that that's what's happening. Don't write to the dirt sheets, I guess. Yeah, I'm really glad we're not getting... Look, I already don't care about the face turn for the Bucks. I already don't give a shit about that. Somebody brought up the possibility in a Discord that maybe the third is going to be Matt Hardy, because they're going on... If the Bucks are going on their apology tour, then they could apologize to Matt Hardy for the last fight they had with the Hardys, and I'm like, if it's not Kenny, it doesn't really work for me. But I actually don't like. I don't know. Like, I want the best friends to win, but if it's Kenny, then it's Kenny and the Bucks, right? Like, it's the elite win, right? If Kenny shows up, look, if Kenny shows up, then they win. If it's not Kenny, then I think it's best friends. Because that's a trio that is fucking popular, and also it would give a belt to Orange Cassidy, which would be great. No. Look, it's not going to be Marty. If they ended up unbooking some people that they announced to book that weren't as known as he is, but certainly were like well regarded, and then people were like, but what about all this bullshit? And then they were like, oh yeah, actually we didn't book them. Don't worry about it. So I don't think they would do that. But I mean, who knows? The weird thing to me is, there's no way that it's Andrade, Roosh, and Dragon Lee, which is bizarre because that team should be very good. It's weird to see Dragon Lee on the same side as Roosh. That's just odd to me. But like, that's an incredibly strong team. And also, Black Triangle isn't winning, which is very weird to say as well. To think that Black Triangle, I just don't think Pac is going to have 2 belts in AEW. I just don't think he is. So to me, I want it to be Best Friends or Dark Order, because I don't see either of the Dark Order tag teams beating FTR for any belts or beating. The only way is if there's a 3-way fight. Is Swerve if Swerve turns heel, that's how they get rid of Swerve in Our Glory with the belts. But I don't necessarily see that. So I would love it for Best Friends or Dark Order, but it's probably going to be Kenny and the Bucks. You want Death Trial to take it. See, but the thing is, like, I mean, they're around. Pac is around because part of it is he's doing his tour. That, like, I don't see him winning that without him dropping the All Atlantic title, and I don't see that happening either before a pay-per-view. So I don't know. I mean, I would eventually. Oops, this is wrong. This is black, and I wanted gray, so I'm gonna really erase here. Try to get this up, and then put the gray on there. Fucked up. I just don't see Death Triangle pulling off the first win. I could see them taking it at some point. It's such a bummer about Santana and Ortiz, because Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston would be a fantastic triangle. Trios. That would be such a good hard-hitting trio. The other trio that's in the tournament that I didn't mention here is the Truth Busters, and theoretically, tomorrow there will be some changes to how many members of the Truth Busters there are. No spoilers, but it looks like they're going to get a new member, and that could change. Nothing for them. They're not winning. I mean, that's the real thing. Truth Busters are basically building themselves up to fight Dalton Castle and the Boys, who are the Ring of Honor trios champions. Truth Busters exist to be a group that goes after the Boys and Dalton. Like, I don't see them winning anything. Best Friends facing Dark Order would be interesting. That could be very fun. Because one would imagine that Danhausen would be in their corner, and Danhausen interacting with Hangman Adam Page would be kind of fun. I think that could be fun. I don't know. I mean, Danhausen works with everybody and works with anybody. Like just works. Just gets it. So that could be fun. But I don't know. All right, we got to put this here. Put this there. Just doing some panel lining. Even though this is gray, I am using a gray marker because it's a very light gray. And I think the black would be too cartoony. So I'm using the gray. I'm using the black on the green and the gold, which I think is fine. Maybe I could have used the gray and the gold, or even the brown. Some people use brown on gold or yellow, and I think that looks bad. It looks almost reddish on there in a way that I've always thought looked terrible, so I don't do it myself. But I'm not telling you, fine folks, how to panel line your shit. You can do it however you want. You figure your shit out, and you go for it. All right, we got our legs done. Let's jump into our feetsies. So let's see. We talked about Rumbleverse, talked about New York City trip. Splatoon 3. I don't have anything real to say about Splatoon 3. I hope you're having fun with it. Or you'll have fun with it if you're a Splatoon friend. If you are really into a Splatoonin', I hope you have a great time with it. But yeah, that's not really my jam. Look, a giant manta ray named Big Guy or Big Man. What is it? Big Man? Big Guy? What is it? There's a card battle. Yeah, there's some card battling in it, and that sounds fun. Big Guy. Is it Big Guy? Well, the Big Guy is also over there. Splatoon. Is it Big Guy or Big Man? I don't know. I'm getting a Know Your Meme. Got you Know Your Meme entry. That sounds probably like wrong. Is it Big Man? Maybe it's Big Man. Either way, either it's Big Man or Big Guy, it's a good name. I just don't know what it is, and now I'm looking it up. Both names are good. I'll say that. It is Big Man. Okay, Big Man, yeah. Big Man is a big idol. It's a big, like, there's an idol group, which is also the host. It's a big manta ray named Big Man. And Big Man is incredible. I'm going to put these here. There you go. Oops. Why does that do that? I hate that so much. Try to put an image cool in there and it doesn't work sometimes. Whatever. Now I have to save it to the desktop. And now I have to add an image. Now I can go to this. I can put that there. There it is. Okay. Great. So the person in the center there is named Big Man, and that rules. Big Guy is Ryback's nickname. There is a card battle in there, and that does sound fun. I mean, I'm not doing it, but it does sound fun. But anyway, that's what I want to put up there. That's a good name and a cool look for a character. And I hope Splatoon 3 is radical, and that you have a very good time with it, friends. Even if I'm not interested. Other things we talk about. Okay, yeah, so last night's stream didn't have enough people to play Jackbox. Was a bummer. My Wednesday streams for the rest of the month. Next week is either old wrestling, watching some old wrestling and doing commentary for the old wrestling, a thing that I've done before and I enjoy doing, or it's going to be, what is the name of that game that I have not purchased yet, but it's on my Steam. It's so hold on a second while I open up Steam and look at my wish list to see what game I was talking about here. It's available. I put it on my wish list because I didn't buy it yet. Arcade Paradise, which came out today and is 20 bones, and it is turning your parents' owned coin laundry into an arcade of your dreams is the premise of that game. And it looks cool. And so one of those two things will be what I do next Wednesday. I haven't decided which yet. I might do a Twitter poll, which I would also link in Discord and maybe even send out a Patreon post or whatever. But I might do a poll to see what people want, because I'm gonna get that arcade game anyway. But I'm like, what should I do next week? So the next 2 weeks will be watching old wrestling and talking over old wrestling. That's definitely happening. And then also checking out Arcade Paradise. And then the final Wednesday of the month will be Pokemon, the Pokemon randomizer, Pokemon Platinum randomizer, because that is very easy to do, because I will be getting back and adjusted from my time in New York. So I will not want to deal with that, pretty much. I won't want to deal with, like, figuring out a new video game. I just want to get something that, like, I know how to play or do or whatever. All right, do that. And we'll do this. All right, now we got a panel line, these legs here, and then our feet here, and then we'll be done with the hands and the feet, and then it'll be time to work on the chest and the waist are all one unit. So we'll put all that together, chest and waist and stickers. Most of the stickers are here on this part. We'll do that. And then we got to do the capsule, the little flying thing that comes in the back that becomes the backpack. And then the last thing we build on this kit is the head, which is so strange. So that's the very last thing that we put together is the head, but it's true. So let's get this panel aligned. We are going to take a pause for the cause in a little bit. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. Always do that. Got to have a pause for the cause. We got anime to talk about. 2 shows that I've been watching regularly, which I was trying to get caught up on, and I still haven't. I would like to get caught up on those shows. And then one new thing, which is like the episodes are coming out sporadically, but I didn't realize they were coming out because they're web animations, but they're not. This show is not listed on AnyChart. And so all of a sudden, I just happened to see it on High Dive, and I was looking for more to watch on High Dive. So I've been watching this like short series called Doomsday With My Dog, which is a fun little shorts, a little shorty, 2-minute episodes. I've only watched 4 of them because I lost power today, so I didn't get to watch more of them. I think there's only 7 so far, and I think there's only going to be 10. Because also, High Dive puts up the episodes and when they're coming out. And they've only listed 10 episodes. So I always found that really helpful. So you could like look at a glance. Even if it's like only episode 1 of a series, they'll post like the assumed release dates of all of them. High Dive does a bunch of little things. Like, hey, this is non-sponsored. I pay for them. I pay for their service every month. So this is not me doing a promotional ad or anything. But High Dive, I appreciate a lot of their service, a lot of stuff they're doing. Speaking of anime news, I can just tell you that Trigger made some announcements. They are doing Dungeon Meshi, which is a very beloved manga, and that Trigger is such a horny goddamn company that I'm a little worried they're going to put a lot of fucking horny into that. And there is a little, but not a lot in that series. But they're also doing Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt Season 2, which they didn't do Season 1. That's a Gynex production. But it makes sense that people would think that they had done it because Studio Trigger is like a break-off studio from Gynex. So it makes sense that people think that. I never thought, it's been so long since that first season, I never thought that they would do more of it. So I am interested in that. But that's supposed to be goddamn horny. So hopefully all of the horny goes to that series and not Dungeon. But that was some big anime news that kind of came out that I hadn't talked about on stream. That I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. That's very strange. And feet are done, so we can pop our feet in here. Hell yeah! And then pop our feet in here. I'm glad we have the markers because it feels very plain Jane, especially on the outside. But they seem a little bit more poppy with some markers on them, some color. We could zoom in a little bit, I guess. You can see that a little bit better. That not so plain, right? Got a little definition there. The essentials of panel lining, kind of making that pop a little bit more. We could have done this with black, as I said, because it is a light gray, and we're using a gray marker on it. But I think that would have been too much, because it's almost too much on the gold. But I still think that looks cool and kind of weathered. And as you can tell by the promotional photo there in the corner, this is more yellow than like a beautiful gold. But also, there are no stickers for this. You can see in the photo there that this is supposed to be gold. There are no color correcting stickers for that. There are some other color correcting stickers that we will be applying to do other things, but there's no way to make this gold. And that's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, it's not the biggest bummer in the world, but it's a little bit of one. Although, what are these other stickers for? Oh, that's right. At the very end, they want us to put stickers on here. There's stickers that go on this to make the legs pop a little bit more. But for whatever reason, we don't do that until assembly, which feels weird. I never really think of Trigger as horny by default. Lastbrook, you do you. Now, the Dynazeon and SSS Gridman, not particularly the horniest stuff. I think their licensed stuff is not as horny as their original properties. Yes, Little Witch Academia but that is a licensed property. BNA is fucking horny. And obviously Kill la Kill is unbelievably horny. Other adaptations, they're like Gridman. Gridman has a lot of like Step on Me kind of vibes a little bit with some of those characters. There's also like some real weirdness with a couple other young characters in Dynazeon that really made me go, I don't want to watch this anymore. But their licensed stuff isn't as horny. I'm literally gonna look up Studio Trigger's list because I have that somewhere. What their list of stuff is. Their original works. Yeah, Space Patrol, Lucio is. Darling in the Franxx. Darling in the Franxx is aggressively and in some instances unnecessarily horny. Darling in the Franxx is like unbelievably horny. Darling in the Franxx is like, hey, you know what wasn't horny enough? Evangelion. And then Gridman does so much Dynazeon, a little weird. Delicious in Dungeon, which is done Meshi. Hopefully not going to be weird. And then, let's say their films. Promare isn't really horny. But like, a lot of their shit. I didn't see their Star Wars. I have to imagine Star Wars Visions is not horny because it's released on Disney Plus. I have to imagine it's not horny. And obviously, sex and violence with Mach Speed is very horny. But that's kind of the whole thing. Oh, that's right. Little Witch Academia isn't licensed, but it eventually like is in other media that they didn't do. You're right. I'm sorry about that, Lashbrook. That is an original property, and it is not horny. But that, to me, is the original property that isn't horny that they've made. And I look, between Darling in the Franxx and Kill la Kill, that's just a horny-ass company making horny-ass shit. All right. Let's stop talking about that. And instead, I'm gonna check my messages here real quick on this. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I got a like on that. That's fun. I'm going to reply to that or retweet this tweet. Okay, so now's the part of the stream where I'm going to talk about ways that's right, you can support what I do here. All of the things I'm going to talk about here are optional. Uh, none of these things are things that are required, but if you would like to help me out here, here's are the ways to do it. It's the pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support what I do here. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe. If you are a tier 2 subscriber, you can throw the blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money or through the lovely and wonderful use of your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch. You can use that token for a subscription. You can use it for me, and it would be great. It's an option. You don't have to do that, but if you want to do that, that'd be cool. Gifting a sub in the community is another way to support. We had Firestar Man, the Bobby Dice Roller, and Aristophan all gift subs, so it was very kind of them. We appreciate them very much for that. Gifting subs is another easy way to support what I do here. Bits and coins always appreciated. If you want to join Harold, or no, Harold didn't even give any bits this month. If you want to cheer, you would be the top of the cheer leaderboard, which would be fun. Those are ways to support me. Another way is through Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear. There are different rewards for different tiers. Go check out patreon.com/PatBear. See if there's a tier that makes sense to you. Another way to monthly support what I do here is to go to my YouTube channel. Now, you can subscribe for free, and I would fucking love it if you subscribe to me, because I put videos out every week. So I would love it if you check out my YouTube. But you also could join there. And $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. That's like the least I could do, is to make sure that you get videos a little early. Those are all monthly. But there's also a one-off way to support me, which is through direct donations, which will go into a fund along for me buying model kits. Because everything I make through Patreon and Twitch and YouTube, which also includes AdSense and watching my videos, and everything I make through direct donations goes into a fund which I buy model kits with. When I saw that the Dragon Gundam from G Gundam was available for purchase on Amazon, I was just like, oh, I have money for that from the help of people that support me. Cha-ching, done. Bought a $20 model kit to build that we're probably going to finish tonight because we have 3 more things on it to build. Let's see. Everything I do, everything you support me that way goes there. The next thing I'm building after this is from my Amazon wish list. Somebody bought the Star Build Strike Gundam. I don't know who. If you want the thing I build directly after that to also be something that you decided, you could buy something from my Amazon wish list. I have Lego sets there, inexpensive kits. I just put a new kit up there. It's currently on sale for $17. It's a 3-in-1 that is a jet plane, a helicopter, and a speedboat. It's the 3-in-1. I just put it up there, and it looks cool. That's $17 right now. You buy that, I build it on stream. I have a couple other kits from this G Gundam non-grade line, the Rose and the Rising Gundam. You could pick that up. And then I've got some more expensive kits. I put some new stuff in there. I have the Asteroid Blue frame. I don't think I've ever built a blue frame on stream. I built the red frames and the inverse red frame, but I don't know if I've ever built a blue frame on stream. So I got that there. It looks kind of neat. A bunch of different kits there. You buy something on the wish list, as I said, it comes to me in the mail. You can have a note included. I will shoot a video about it, and then I will build it on stream before I build other stuff. Last person says, I think I had that Transformer. You had the space shuttle that turned into a train, that turned into a robot. I imagine. I had that. An alternative to my Amazon wish list would be Throne. You go over to Throne and check out that list. It's more curated. It's a smaller little list. USA Gundam Store is another option. You go there, you buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You then send me a DM. I am talking about Astro Train. Yes, I am. You go to USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card. You then DM me on Twitter, because my DMs are open. Or send me a whisper here on Twitch. Lesbrook has an Astro Train 3 feet away. I was just touching that earlier. Those are ways to support me financially, so consider it. I have a Discord. That's a way to support me for free. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. It's a nice little place with fun people. You didn't get the Siege Astro Train, no? Let's see. A couple of videos for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I'll have a new one on Monday with recommendations for this current anime season. But right now, you can watch my previous video for Pat Bear's Anime Club, which is all about... it's another video where I talk about weird manga. These are weird premises for manga. Not that the manga itself is weird, it's the premises are weird. And also, one of the 5 I talk about is going to become an anime next year. It got announced after I had shot and uploaded that video. It was announced that they were doing an anime adaptation of... It's an anime about somebody get reincarnated as a vending machine. That's a weird premise, even as far as weird reincarnation isekai go. And I talked about that without knowing that it was going to become an anime next year. And then Do You Remembaer? It's an ongoing video series where every week I read an article online, try to remember everything I can from that article, and then talk to you about it in an entertaining manner. And this Do You Remembaer is about the British milk campaign that is called Milk's Got a Lotta Bottle. It was from the 80s. Milk's Got a Lotta Bottle. I don't know why I did British stuff 2 weeks in a row, but I did. Milk's Got a Lotta Bottle is fun to say. And it's better than buy a lotta milka. Buy a lotta milka, which was the previous one that people were like, no. But this one is Milk's Got a Lotta Bottle, which is a little bit of Cockney slang, because bottle means you're tough if you got a lot of bottle. It's terrible. I mean, I read an article about a ad campaign for aimed at British youths who apparently were like, milk, no thanks. And they were like, we got to do something about it. Let's partner with the Dairy Council, because they have a vested interest in milk being popular. I'll talk about it another time about one of the stunts they did to try to move that shit, get people excited about it. Very silly. Anyway, we're going to talk about anime. We're going to start working on the chest and waist of this kit, which is all one unit, because that's how this kit gets done. So anime talk is coming. But first, before anime talk happens, more anime talk, I have to drink water and dramatically transition to the overhead. And I'm going to do that right now. Sorry about that camera shake there. Lord Craftsman says, "Big Milk always pushing people around, right? They're always throwing their weight around, trying to get shit done." All right. So let's get these big green pieces together here. Also, while we're doing this, anime talk. Throw this away. The first thing I want to talk about is a short series. The episodes are 2 minutes long. I watched 4 of the episodes back to back to back to back. And then there are more for me to get caught up on because they're going to be 10. I think they're at 7 right now. It is called Doomsday With My Dog. It is based on what originally was a web manga. It was just a little 4-panel gag manga uploaded to Twitter that eventually did get serialized and now has a... It's not on television. It's on YouTube for Japan only, but then licensed... so that because the collected manga is also being licensed in the U.S. So if you want to watch it here with subtitles, you can watch it on High Dive, or you can VPN your way into watching the original Japanese on YouTube, though I do believe you will not get subtitles with it because it's motion comic style. Doomsday With My Dog fucking looks cool as hell because it's just color manga pages where the mouth moves and there's occasionally effects in the background that happen, and then the text appears on screen instead of like at the bottom like you would for a subtitle work. It appears in the word bubbles. So they just, they have to put it in English in the word bubbles. And it is a very cool, very fun effect. It works out really well. All right, 25 I need. Okay. It ends up looking really fucking cool. So what's the premise? Some kind of in 4 episodes in, Omega says, I just noticed something off with your wish list. Oh, is there an issue with my wish list? Is it that there's something very expensive towards the bottom of it? Or what? What's going on? What's up? Let me know. There was a Rising Gundam there. Yes. The Rising Gundam from G Gundam. That's there. Now it's gone. Oh, Sazabi. Oh, Sazabi. Omega Saz. You got me good there. I was like, what's wrong with my wish list? Wink, wink, wink. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Ha, ha, ha. Very fun. Anyway, thank you very much. I want to say that. So, what is Doomsday with My Dog about? It is about some sort of... some bad shit happened, and the world... There's only one human left, and we don't know why. And we might find out at some point, but 4 episodes in, we don't know why. But it's the apocalypse, and animals are still plentiful. There's still dogs, and there's an episode where there's a dolphin. There's still, like, animals around, but not a lot of animals are seems like, around. And there's only one person, and it's a young Japanese woman. She seems to be a teenager. And she and her dog, Haru, who's a Shiba Inu, are just making the best of it and being pals and being together. And the other thing about this series that I don't know why, and I don't know if we're ever going to get an explanation, is that the dog can talk, all animals can talk, and she can understand those animals. And I don't know why that is, and they haven't explained why that is. And also I was like, oh, maybe it's part of the reason why there's an apocalypse. But no, there's a flashback to when they were both younger, and Haru and the human were talking and seemed to understand each other then. So the only thing I can imagine is this is a world where that has always been the case, or she can't talk to this dog, and this is how she is coping with the fact that she is the last human on Earth. So I will say, I have built the Bolt Gundam before. I did that on stream, so I do appreciate you looking out. Glue the front and back half of the torso. The clamshell design isn't the best. Mine likes to split. Okay, so you were recommending that we kind of glue some of this together, and I might do that. I might do that after the effect. I might get the liquid cement out and do that. We'll put it together and see how it feels. But that I appreciate you with the thought there. 25 is here. No, where's 25? We need 25. That's. But yes, I have previously. There it is. Built the Bolt Gundam, and I will take a look at there. So anyway. This is a quick and punchy and weird and silly little series. It's 2 minutes long. The song, there's no opening song. There's like a little one at the end. The polycap tends to make the torso work itself apart. Okay, that's good to know. If I start noticing that, I will certainly do some additions and or subtractions or whatever and take a look at it. So I do appreciate you mentioning that. All right, I got to put a sticker on here. The bottom, get the stickers on. This is the part where we're going to do most of the stickers is on this step. Again, there are the knee stickers, and then there is the big face sticker, and then so we do have some color correcting stickers here that we are doing now. Oh, and of course the ace, the ace of clubs, which the Dragon Gundam is. Okay, the waist skirt polycap kind of just works it out. All right, that's good to know. I could see this big, because it's a big, weird polycap, this whole connector thing. I could see this being a problem. So that makes a lot of sense. that would be an issue. All right, and I'm gonna do these stickers here. This one is this symbol for this side. These are gonna involve some folding, which you know I don't love, but we'll make work. This kit does need its gold, so we got to do something here. We'll just kind of eyeball this here. That's going to go like that. Again, this is a kit from 1994, so if it's not perfect, it's understandable. If the stickers aren't great, that's okay, and we can always go back and put some new adhesive on there. Hey, we just got a new follow. Thank you so much, XX Nike, for that follow. Appreciate that. Happy to have you here. A lot of old upgrade kits for the main Gundams. The Bolt gets a proper ball and chain. Yes, they did. They did after market like add-ons that gave you like weapons and some other stuff that was missing from the original ones. I'm not going to try to track those down myself, but that is cool. It's cool that they did that. It'd be better if they had been included in the original kits, because these kits do feel a little lacking. Even for 1994, these being non-grades and them not being particularly super expensive at the time, they still feel a little lacking compared to the high grades. And I mean, look, the G Gundam Master Grades had rubber hands and rubber soles of their feet. They were doing some weird shit with those Gundams. It was some odd times. So we didn't get that with this, but there was definitely some weirdness with this particular this era of kits. Don't forget the screws and bolts. Oh yes. G Gundam kits and Gundam X kits had that, which was very weird. I remember, yeah, the X and the double X both required screws for the Master Grades. That was them trying to solve the problem of the kind of like mid 90s like arm issue, where the arm joints were just like falling and things were just kind of like limp, and it wasn't great. That was a big problem, and their solution was screws and bolts. The screws and nuts, I should say. That'll fix things. Yes, the MG G Gundam was the early 2000s. Yes. That's what I'm saying. So that was the early 2000s that they put out the G Gundam kits and the Gundam X kits suffered from similar problems. And one might imagine that those master grades from G Gundam came out in the early 2000s because Gundam X was such a critical and commercial flop that perhaps they were like, we should put these other kits out because we got to do something that people will like. One could imagine a world where that is the case. But they're very similar in their designs. Any kit before 2010 is considered old. Well, certainly. X and double X didn't have screws. Oh, Sazabi, I want to say you're wrong. I want to say one of the first kits I ever built on stream, I have to look this up. I'm going to look this up because the very first kit I built on stream had a screw. And I swear I thought it was the Gundam X was the one that had screws there. So let me look. Let me do investigating, because so here's the thing: the very first kit or the second kit I ever built on stream, I had to go to a different section of the kit because I didn't have my screwdriver with me, because I was filming it I was filming it. I don't even have that folder. Where's my playlist? I was filming it on location and not at home, and I didn't bring a screwdriver with me because I didn't know it would have one. All right, so Build With Baer Workshop, Build With Baer Workshop. Looking for okay, there we go. There's the playlist. I gotta pause it so it doesn't make audio. All right, number 1. Oh, why don't I have one listed? Oh, holy shit! Why don't I have one listed? Holy shit! What the fuck? All right, let's see if I can find it. It's not, for whatever reason, 1 through 11 aren't on my wish list, and they're not on my playlist, and I don't know why. But now I'm determined to figure out, at the very least, what I built on my first couple streams. So, workshop 1. What is 1? God damn it. This should be easy for me to look up. I used to have a list, but I eventually realized I wasn't updating it. Okay, so number 4. What am I building on number 4? Shining Gundam. So I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. The very first kit I built on was the Shining Gundam, which is from G Gundam. It wasn't the Gundam X. That wasn't the first thing I was working on. It was the Shining Gundam from G Gundam, which did have screws because I couldn't work on the part that had screws on that first stream because I wasn't building from home. So there you go. So it was the Shining Gundam. Yes. I was thinking of the Shining Gundam from G Gundam that had screws to keep things together. That's what I was thinking of. My apologies, everyone. I was wrong. The Gundam X was something I built later, but it was early on. It was first year that I built the Gundam X on stream. But yeah, it was the Shining Gundam. And its annoying screws. Because I have built every master grade from G Gundam on stream. I know that to be true. And many of the high grades I have built as well. There's still a few that I haven't, but many of those high grades. And as you can tell, I've built some of these non-grades here. All right, we'll just put a little bit there. Just put a little bit of color in here. We might go long here. There's not much left of this kit to build, really. We got to build the the cockpit backing part / backpack, and then we got to build the head. But we'll stay late if we have to because I'm not going to keep working on this kit on another stream. So we might not actually get anywhere in the Star Build. The Star Build Strike Gundam. I don't know why Star Build Strike is a phrase that I have trouble with, but it is, which is a build fighter. All right, I have to talk more anime here. I only got through one of the 3 shows. I'm not going to go too deep on Call of the Night. This is still the most beautiful show this season, which unfortunately is not saying much because there's some real ugly-ass anime in the summer season. My apologies to people that really like Devil's a Part-Timer, because Season 2 is very poorly animated. It looks like ass. There's a few other shows this season that really look bad. But what looks beautiful is the Call of the Night. Call of the Night is beautifully animated, lovely colors, fantastic show. We get a lot of more information about our vampire and what her life is like, which was great because I do want to know more about this goddamn vampire. I kind of want to know more about what's up with her. And we're also we're definitely getting more of a focus on their relationship between this high school boy and this vampire. And he's definitely like falling in love with her, which is good for him because he wants to become a vampire, but maybe not great in general. Maybe it's a terrible idea that he is falling in love with this vampire. I say that because I believe that to be true. I believe that it's a bad idea. But yeah, Yomori gets jealous, and there's a whole thing, and this show is very horny, but it makes sense that it's horny because it is about, a teen boy and his hormones and a vampire that does equate some sexuality with sucking blood, and also, this love triangle is it makes sense. All of it is weird because all of it shouldn't keep happening. And this vampire has a tendency to tell people she's a vampire way too easily. But it's still beautifully shot. And the colors of the night in Call of the Night are fantastic. It's a weird episode. And we're definitely like moving towards there being more like between the high school girl and him. And it's a thing where you're like, is she doing this because she's jealous of the vampire? She wants to prevent him from being a vampire? Is it because of his own her own feelings for him? Is it all of those statements? Are all those things true? I don't know. But it's a very interesting show that looks beautiful, and I'm super into it. And I would recommend Call of the Night. Just watch the first episode because I think it's awesome. And if you're not on board, that's fine. It is a very cool show. So yeah, I would recommend Call of the Night. And the last show I want to talk about is the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, which started off as the most wholesome show of the season and is still wholesome, but sometimes is pretty fucking violent and weird. I mean, that whole episode where they were like, I mean, it went from them being like, yeah, like last episode where they became accidental social media darlings and like almost pop stars was very weird. It was a very strange episode. Overall, still a good series, but a couple weird episodes in it. All right, so this has to pop out open, and I'm going to try to... Oh, come on, how do you... This is supposed to pop up so that you can shove it in the back. There we go. That did not want to pop up. But yeah, you can do that. Hell yeah. We're just going to kind of put this together here. We'll do the head last. But I'm just going to get this at least together. But yeah, so this series is still going pretty well. It's weird, but it's still enjoyable. And we're getting the... we're getting this fucking dude, the creepy dude. We're finally getting the creepy guy who Kirishima doesn't really remember. But this dude is like really fucking mad that that his like rival is a nice guy or is pretending to be a nice guy because, you know, he wants him to be the villain. Painting these kits kind of sucks. Yeah, because the texture, especially, this would be really annoying. The texture on the back of this kit would be very annoying to paint, which makes me glad that I won't be painting it. Because, yeah, I'm sure that that's really annoying. All right, we'll do the head last here. Let's get the knee stickers on. Anyway, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is at its best when he is babysitting this kid. And it is kind of at its worst when it is just like going into the day-to-day operations of the Yakuza story and the Yakuza family. That is not as good, in my opinion, but it is still a pleasurable series to watch. Even if I think that like it is definitely at its best when it focuses on the young girl and her babysitter, who is the current Yakuza member, but formerly the violent one that only kind of lived for violence and now is kind of being nice. I did not know that the singer of Dreams is the G Gundam intro. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the singer of the Gundam X songs, but no. Oh, that is a shame. The G Gundam song is very good. I did not see that. That is indeed a shame. So that's the anime I wanted to talk about. Now is the part of the stream where you tell me, hey, what are you playing? What are you into? What are you about? What's going on right now that you're like, Pat, this is the video game that I am currently playing and love it. This is a good time for me to hear about that. For me, for your friend Pat, I will say that I've been playing Rumbleverse and I really like it. I've been playing Multiverses and I am still okay at multiverses. I'm not great at it. I'm still a Batman and Shaggy main. I have not tried other things. I put a little bit of money into multiverses, and I don't mind that because I've played a lot of hours of it, so I don't mind putting money into things that I've put a lot of time into. So far, I have not put any money into Romoverse, but it's only the first day. And I have been enjoying my time in both those games. But those are the video games that I've been playing a bit. I have not gone back. Saz bought the SD Gundam Cross Rays on Switch for fun today. Oh, nice. I have not gone back at all to Bear and Breakfast. I just did not really enjoy that game, and I wish I had, because the adventuring elements of it, the writing of it was really fun. That was still a good time, and I had fun in it. But the part where it's the part where you have to run a bed and breakfast was the part that I was like, I'm not really into this part. Which is, turns out, a large portion of it. All right, then we got to put kind of here. Got to put this on. The sticker is important. Oh yeah, this skirt does not feel like it's going to stay on this kit, which is fine. It only needs to really stay for photos here, so I'm okay with that. All right, we got to do our side skirts, and then the head, which is just, the head is all these pieces here. It looks like, yeah. So we're almost done with this kit. Panel line the side skirts here, put them on, and then we'll be done. But yeah, I want to hear from you, friends. What are you playing? What are you watching? What media are you into? I mean, obviously, I've been watching a lot of wrestling, and I'll be watching more wrestling tomorrow. The Diamond is Unbreakable, Part 1, the JoJo's live action movie. You can rent that on Amazon, but I didn't do there. I watched it on another site that had with ads, but it was an official site that had the the JoJo's movie is like good. It's surprisingly good for a live action movie of an anime, because there are only so many of those that are good. But that is a fun live action. Oh yeah, Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb feels like a thing I'm going to watch people stream, but I'm not going to end up playing myself. That just doesn't feel like it feels like there's too much to do there, and it also for that to work, you have to like kind of be cool with the fact that they're just going to be like, yeah, cults are fine. I'm a little worried about that, but yeah, the live action JoJo's movie was really fun. There was some conversation in a group that I'm in about like what anime adaptations were good. Are there any like live action anime adaptations that are good? And it was like, yeah, I mean, there are a couple. There aren't many, but there are a couple that are like not bad. Like I think Battle Angel Alita is not a great movie, but it's a good movie, and it's a pretty. It's doing a tough job because it's adapting a lot of material into one live action movie. So it's doing its best. I don't think any of the initial D movies are good, per se. Let's see. Other things. I'm trying to remember the other anime movies that people were like, oh, well, what about this one? It's like, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of bad anime adaptations. I only watched the first Kenshin movie, and that was good. It's, you know, I don't have plans to watch any more of them. But that wasn't bad. Live, Die, Repeat is good. That is a manga adaptation. It's not an anime adaptation, it's a manga adaptation, but like, that's a good movie. Let's see. I don't know. Yes, the look on my Twitter account if you want to see a photo of Charles Martinet dressed kind of as his character that he voices from DB Superhero, the Dragon Ball Superhero movie. Charles Martinet has a voice in it. He's a little gangster man called Magenta that wears magenta. So Charles Martinet wore a magenta blazer, and he looks insane in a good way. It's awesome because if you don't know the context, you're just like, hey, why did Charles wear that weird outfit? What is he okay? You wouldn't be too wrong for wondering, is he okay? The answer is apparently yes. Justin Lin's working on that One Punch Man movie. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Blade of the Immortal isn't bad. I mean, I haven't had Netflix in a while. And also their anime live action output has been poor. But apparently Blade of the Immortal is just good. So I would like to see that. Okay, that's weird. The buttons are so big, similar to the character design, that it feel like he had it made. Yes, he could have had it made. No, Charles is not doing TikToks. Apparently Charles Martinet got a like, hey, cut this out. Talking to at one point because his like little vines of him doing the voices of Mario and Luigi with little Mario and Luigi's. Apparently somebody high up was like, hey, stop doing that. You got to stop. So that's why he stopped doing it. But those vines are very good. They're out there because it's the internet, but they are worth tracking down, I think. All right, so there's the head there. I had to pop it open and put the tail there, the braid, I guess you could say. All right, so that's gonna go there. Then we need the crown, which is here. Clip the crown. We are almost done with this kit, which is great. Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, he's the voice, but they're not his characters. He's still a hired gun to do that stuff. So, yeah, I understand. They were fun and weird, and they weren't hurting anybody, but, Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. They're gonna make sure they get theirs before you get yours. All right, I'm gonna get some marker on here and do this first, and then I will do the sticker, and then I will apply this here. But I'm going to do this now in kind of layers. But I won't do the face, the rest of the head until I put the sticker on because that's going to cover up a lot of stuff anyway. But I just felt like this would be easier to clean up and panel line separate. I mean, Nintendo's never been a cool company. They've made cool video games and fun video games. But yeah, they've never had cool people. They've had some cool people like doing marketing stuff. I think Nintendo Power was pretty cool at the time. There was a time where that was a cool magazine. But yeah, no, Nintendo was never a cool company. All right, that's done. And God, this sticker is so goddamn big because it's a face sticker. Whoop, that's not right. All right, there's the face sticker. Really trying to rub this down so it doesn't pop up, but goddamn. There's no need to panel line there. Let's just get this on here. I should probably done that without an X-Acto blade in my hand, but what are you gonna do? All right, there's the head. Last step. Booyah! There we go. There is the Dragon Gundam, which we completed pretty much in all right here. We did one arm on the last stream, but everything else we did here on this one. And there it is, yeah. It's pretty okay. Let's like, all right, you know, it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what else. I don't really know what else to say about this kit. It's fine. I'm going to take a photo of it now so that I have that done so that it can go in my, I'm going to have to stand it up because the head makes it so it's hard to photograph. So, or lay it down and photograph it. So I'm going to have to photograph it like this. Pose it. This is a perfectly okay model kit. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this whole line. Yeah, it's not standing up great. And then, yeah, we'll take a photo of this here. Yeah, I don't think the stickers are terrible. I mean, they're like color correcting stickers that considering the make and design of this kit aren't terrible. I do think it sucks that they didn't give you enough color correcting. Like there's not a gold sticker to outline the shoulders here. I think that sucks. I think that is like, that would have been nice if that was included. I think if these had been, give me white stickers to make this white. Like it doesn't match with the kit, like the photo that is associated with the box. Like it's just, you know, I mean, if you look at it, like there's just stuff missing from it. And that's kind of frustrating. The gold sticker for the shoulder is in the upgrade kit. Of course it is. But that also is like a bummer, right? Like, you know, like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, yeah. But like, yeah. It would be nice if if like the hands here had stickers for it. We don't get those stickers. But like, okay, it's not the end of the world. This isn't color. This is kind of right, but not totally right. Like, okay, sure. Again, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little frustrating. And, you know, I know what I'm getting here. We built the bolt before on stream, so I knew what I was getting with this kit. But, you know, it's still, even if it's like, it is what it is, it's still like, all right. Oh, the high grade. Yeah, I've never built the high grade of that kit. Okay, so then we got to put, this is the next thing we're building. This was bought off my wish list by an anonymous person. I don't know who bought it. So we can at least, we're not going to get started with it tonight because we're almost done with the stream, but I can at least talk about it. This will be the next thing we build. It has effects parts that look fucking awesome. I'm so excited about the effects parts. They're not in the photo here, but I'll show you the effects parts here. Look at these beam wings. Look at this shit. Look at these beam wings. It's so good. This is the part. Oh, I gotta actually make it so you can see. This is so lovely looking. This is like totally the reason to get this kit. This like 2014 release. Yeah, this 2014 kit of the Star Build Strike Gundam Pulaski Wing. Yeah, I just think they look cool. No, we're not going to get to that tonight because we're almost done with the stream. I think the shoulders are cool. I do like the waist guns. The waist guns, you know, feel a little Gundam X maybe to me. I mean, those are shoulder, not mounted, not waist, but you know what I mean. I think the weapons are cool. I think the effect parts look rad. I think the colors are cool. I mean, this is like classic, right? Red, blue, a little bit of gold, mostly white, like classic main Gundam-esque colors. I think this is going to be a fun kit to build. There are some stickers, because of course there are. Waist guns are the Freedom Gundam thing. You're right, that is a Freedom Gundam thing. I said I was a little tired of building strikes, and I still am tired of building strike Gundams, but like, I don't know, this is a cool looking one. And it's, you know, yes. So, whatever, we'll get to this later. I'll get this all ready to go here. We start with the chest, which feels very 2014 for one of these model kits. But yeah, that is going to do it for our stream this evening. So we'll go back to this. I want to thank everybody. Are you interested in the P. Bandai Slaughter Dagger? Not really. I looked at it. I think I'm all right. I do have some stuff that I pre-ordered, for next year. That's cool. But yeah, um, I'm not big on the dagger. So, but I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. It's very kind and nice of y'all to be here. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. My next stream will be this Saturday, where we will actually finally start the good old the star build. So we'll get to that on there. John says we always end with a raid, which is true. We do always end with a raid. We're going to find somebody out there doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with and go and be in their community. So we'll see who is doing some stuff that we want to go see what's going on with them and hang out. Who is streaming still? Got that. Do you want to go hang out? Let's go and hang out with Xandra. Xandra is playing Destiny 2. Now, technically, it's Xandra Bot, which is Xandra's VTuber child slash VTuber persona. But Xandra Bot is active, so we got some virtual tubing going on. We're gonna go raid. Xandra made all my emotes and rules. So we're going to go hang out. We're going to go raid a raider. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you come on this raid. I hope you come back on Saturday as I start a new kit. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate it very much. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. And, hey, why don't you have a fucking great weekend? I'll see you next time. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.